The waiter brought 2 bowls of noodles. The female customer looked disgusted. She warned her son that if he didn't study hard, he'd end up being a waiter. But just then, the news broke that the waiter was the top scorer in the National College Entrance Exam. The female customer was in disbelief. The man, however, seemed indifferent to the news, because 2 prestigious universities had already offered him admission. One was Peking University. The other was Harvard University. Without hesitation, the man chose Peking University. A foreigner curiously asked him why he didn't choose their university. The man replied that he loved his country. Studying was his way of revitalizing the nation and proving that foreigners couldn't look down on them. Looking at his admission letter, the man wanted to share the good news with the teacher who raised him, but just then the teacher's daughter called to say that his teacher had fallen ill. The man rushed to the hospital and learned that the teacher had been diagnosed with ALS, for which there is currently no cure. Looking at the teacher, who was like a parent to him, the man remembered how the teacher had found him as a child on the street, how the teacher had taught him to read and live a good life, and treated him like a son all along. Seeing his teacher in such a condition, the man decided to drop out of school and work to earn money for the treatment. But the teacher became furious upon hearing this, and told him that years of effort and struggle could not go to waste. It could not be destroyed. The teacher became so agitated that he coughed up blood. The man explained that his family could not afford 2 more years of tuition, and he couldn't take away the opportunity for the teacher's daughter to go to school. But the kind-hearted girl gave the opportunity to him, saying she would wait for him to come back home. Before leaving, the man silently vowed that one day he would achieve great things to repay the kindness of his teacher's upbringing. 6 years passed in the blink of an eye. During this time, the man disappeared without a trace, and the teacher's condition worsened. But the teacher still missed the man every day. What the teacher didn't know was, during the 6 years of silence, the man had successfully developed a miracle drug for ALS. This meant ALS was no longer an incurable disease. The country awarded the man 1 billion yuan in cash. Now the man had both wealth and honor, and the confidentiality agreement had expired. The man decided it was time to return and repay his teacher. But by now, the teacher's condition had grown critical. Just then, the TV reported that a miracle drug for ALS had been developed, but the price of the drug was an exorbitant 200,000 yuan. The girl gathered all her savings, only to find it still far from enough. That day happened to be the teacher's retirement banquet. Helpless, the girl brought the teacher to the banquet, hoping to gather enough money from former students for the treatment. But when they arrived at the banquet, former students who were wealthy second-generation elites mocked the teacher's condition. Not only did they refuse to help, but they also ridiculed him for wasting resources at his old age. The girl pleaded with everyone to lend some money out of gratitude for what the teacher had done for them, but they sneered at the teacher's frail condition. Some even mocked that the teacher's refusal to accept gifts and insistence on fairness in the past had led to his miserable situation today. The girl angrily retorted, but was kicked out of the banquet. At that moment, the man arrived with gifts. Seeing the teacher and the girl